Now, after learning how to write names for monofunctional compounds, means the compound containing a single functional group, now we'll discuss how to write the names for polyfunctional compounds, means the compounds containing more than one functional group. Okay, now what is the meaning of this? Suppose this is the compound. Now this compound is containing acid also. This compound is containing alcohol also. This compound is containing multiple bond also. And this compound is containing halogen also. So how to write the name for such compound? Now what are the rules for writing the names of these compounds? So first we'll discuss the rules and then we'll take the examples. The first rule is selection of the principal functional group. Principal means the main functional group. If 2 or 3 functional groups are present, then we follow the priority order. Okay. Now this priority order says that carboxylic acid is having the maximum preference, then acid anhydride, then ester, then acid chloride, then acid amide, nitrile, aldehyde, ketone, amines, then double bond, then triple bond, and rest are prefixes, halogens, alkyl, alkoxy, like this. So the functional group which comes up in this priority series will be selected as the principal functional group. Suppose if I have carboxylic acid and aldehyde both, so this will be my principal functional group. Suppose if I have aldehyde and ketone both, so aldehyde will be my principal functional group. So we have to learn this priority order. The second rule is, now we have to select the parent chain such that it contains the maximum functional group. Definitely it should contain the principal functional group also. Okay. Now numbering is done as we all do. Numbering is done such that the principal functional group gets the lowest number. Means we'll number according to our principal functional group. Now principal functional group is given the secondary suffix and the remaining functional groups are given prefixes. And they are written in the name in the alphabetical order. So suppose if 2 or 3 functional groups are there, then the principal functional group will be written as secondary suffix while other will be written as prefixes. Means now we have to learn prefixes for the functional groups. So till now we have learned only the secondary suffixes for all the functional groups, but now we'll discuss their prefixes also. So we'll make a table. Now the table is having group, prefix and suffix. Suffixes we have already discussed, but we'll compare. Okay, so if COOH is there, then the prefix is carboxy and the suffix is oic acid. Now the next is COOR. Then now it is the ester. Now the prefix is car-alkoxy and the suffix we know it is O8, alkyl alkanoate, like this. The next is acid chloride, COCl. Now this is acid chloride. Now the prefix is chlorocarbonyl and the suffix we know it is oil chloride. Now this is another acid derivative, that is acid amide. The prefix is carbamoyl and the suffix is amide itself. Now the next is nitrile group. The prefix is cyno and the suffix we know it is nitrile. The only suffix which is starting with a consonant. The next is CHO. CHO, the prefix is formyl and the suffix is al. Now ketone group. The prefix is, what prefix we use? We can use keto or oxo and the suffix is -one. The next is OH. The prefix is hydroxy and the suffix is -ol. This is alcohol group. Now the next is NH2. The prefix is amino and the suffix is amine vino. Okay, so this is the table which is containing the main functional groups. So we have to check the priority order, and if from the priority order the principal functional group will get the suffix while the others will get the prefix. Now the list is not complete. We have some other groups also. For example, if halogen is there, then it is never given suffix, it is always given prefix, that is halo. The R group is there. R means, suppose if CH3 is there, it is always given prefix methyl. no suffix we use. Suppose if C2H5 is there, we use ethyl, no suffix. Then NO2 group, it is always given a prefix nitro, no suffix we use. Likewise, we can have OR also. OR means, suppose I have OCH3, then it is written as methoxy. Okay, no suffix. Suppose it is OC2H5, then it is written as ethoxy. Okay, so these have only prefixes, these do not have any kind of suffixes. Now let's discuss few examples here. Now suppose this is the first case. I can see two things here, acid and alcohol. Now I will check my priority order. Now this is my principal functional group. So it will be given suffix and this will be given prefix. Now numbering is done by keeping the principal functional group in our mind. Okay, so it is always given preference. So I know that whenever acid is there, the numbering starts from here itself. Okay, there is no lowest number rule for acid. Okay, the carbon of acid is always given the first number. So now I will write the prefix. The format is same, prefix, word root, primary suffix and secondary suffix. So prefix is now 3-hydroxy, because for alcohol we use hydroxy. This is the prefix part. Word root is 4, so it is bute. And primary suffix is ane now, because all the bonds are single, and the secondary suffix is oic acid. So what is the name of this compound? 3-hydroxy butanoic acid. The second case, I can see aldehyde and I can see halogen. Now halogens are all given prefixes only. So I will start the numbering from here. So it is 3-bromo. This is the prefix part. Bute, ane, al. Okay, so bute is the word root, ane and al is the secondary suffix. Now here I can see three things, but I know that alcohol is having the highest priority. Now the numbering is done in order to give this alcohol as the lowest number. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be written as suffix and these two will be written as prefixes. Now the prefix for CH3 is methyl and the prefix for NH2 is amino. Which comes first in alphabet? A. So I will write 3-amino, 4-methyl. This is the prefix part. Pent, ane, 2-ol. Okay. So this is word root, primary suffix and secondary suffix. Now here aldehyde and ketone both are there. So aldehyde is of highest priority. Now what prefix we use for ketone? That is either keto or oxo. So 2-keto or oxo. Suppose I am writing oxo. So 2-oxo is the prefix part. Now 4-carbon atom is bute, ane, al. Okay, so the name of the compound is 2-oxo-butanol. Now let's discuss few more examples. Now here I can see CN and OCH3. OCH3 is alkoxy group, that is always taken as prefix. So my principal functional group is CN. So numbering is done from here. Now what is the name of this compound? On the second carbon, OCH3 means methoxy is there. So 2-methoxy is the prefix part. 4-carbon atom is bute. Now here ane will be used. The terminal E I will not drop. Nitrile. The next one is this. Now acid is of highest priority. Now remember that whenever we have to use this as the prefix, this carbon is not counted. Means I will not do the numbering like this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So it is 3-cyno, because what is the prefix for CN? It is cyno. 3-cyno bute ane oic acid. Now here also the same rule will apply. Since we have to use prefix for this amide group, I will not count its carbon. So this is 3-carbamoyl. The prefix for CONH2 is carbamoyl. You can check the list. Bute ane oic acid. Now here OH is of highest preference, so lowest number is given to OH. Now alphabetical order, first bromo will come. So 4-bromo, 3-nitro, prefix is over now, hex, ane, 2-ol. Okay, this is how we can write the names for polyfunctional compounds. Now these are few assignment questions. Try to solve these. These are polyfunctional compounds. Okay, keep the rules in your mind before writing the names of these compounds. Use the proper format. Prefix, word root, primary suffix and secondary suffix. Prefixes can be more than one. Word root is always one, primary suffix is one and secondary suffix is one. Okay, so this is all about the nomenclature of polyfunctional compounds. In the next video, we'll discuss about the nomenclature of cyclic compounds and aromatic, that is benzenoid compounds.